I'm doing a couple predictions for UFC Saudi Arabia, whatever. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's Adesanya versus Imavov. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just gonna be some fights that I like, fights I think are important. The whole main card, obviously, but other than that, fights I like. First one, Hamdi versus Abdel. I'm not gonna pronounce it. He's Egyptian. Versus Jamal Pogues. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's my boy. He's my guy. I follow him on Instagram. A little not well known heavyweight prospect, but he's a heavyweight prospect. And it's safe to say, from what I know, this Egyptian guy, has not fought in 2 years. And I don't believe he has a win in the UFC. I think his only fight in the UFC, I'm pretty sure, is Dante O'Mays. That was a no contest. And he's fighting Jamal Puegas, a guy who has only recently lost to Mick Parkin, which is honestly, if you don't know Mick Parkin, he's gonna jump up. He's fighting Tybora. He's a good heavyweight prospect. Comes out of Tom Aspinall's gym. Really good fighter. Really good fighter. Really good prospect. Very good boxer. And Jamal Puegas took him to decision. Very great. Honestly, yeah, that's really good. Mick Parkin's a really good fighter. It's just the Egyptian guy Hamdi hasn't fought in about 2 to 3 years now at this point. From what I've seen, ESPN said all this shit. If you want to know where I get my analytics from, and Jamal Puig is my guy, so I'm not gonna choose anyone else over him because I love him. He's a good guy, and I support what he stands for. So Jamal Puig's decision. Hamdi is a wrestler, so I think he will be able to survive. If Hamdi does get hurt, he'll probably just sprawl, maybe go to the floor, kind of like a Muhammad Mokaev a little bit. If you know what I'm talking about, versus like Alex Perez. And Jamal Puig, he's a really good boxer. I know I just pronounced his name like three different ways, but I don't know how the fuck to say his name. I really don't. So yeah, I look, man, I got no idea how to say your name. You got a hard ass last name. Shamil the Phenom Gaziev versus Thomas Petersen. Thomas Petersen's dog shit. Horrible. The worst of the worst. He's just a fat heavyweight. Um, there's not really much I can say about that. He's just a fat heavyweight. Gaziev sucks. Gaziev got exposed against Rozenstruik, like I said he would. I think that was my first YouTube video, actually. But I said he'd get destroyed by Rozenstruik. He did. He bounced back with a good win. And he didn't fix his cardio. He still gasses out after 2 minutes. He looks disabled. I don't know. After 2 minutes, he's done fighting. He's gone. He's out the fight sometimes. But Thomas Petersen, since he's an absolute can, since he's trash, and he's just a fat heavyweight, same with Gaziev. At least Gaziev has power. He's a decent athlete. He's not an elite athlete, but he's decent. He's big. The other guy's just fat. Thomas Peterson's just fat. He's not good at boxing. He's not good at wrestling. Gaziev is all right at boxing and all right at wrestling. Look, it's heavyweight. It's heavyweight. You don't have to be good at anything. If you have power, you'll probably win. You'll probably get top 10. Gaziev has power. That's it. He doesn't need stamina. He has power. It's a 3-round fight. So even if it goes to decision, I'm pretty sure it's Abu Dhabi or Saudi Arabia. One of those, right? One of those. Same shit, different toilet. I think Gaziev's going to win decision no matter what, but I'm going to go TKO first round Gaziev. I think he's going to knock him down because Petersen's a can, and he's just going to TKO him pretty easily, in my opinion. By the way, I'm speedrunning this shit. I got it somewhere to be in like 20 minutes, but I want to get this out the way because it's almost Friday. And I want to post this Friday, or at least by Friday, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I just got an update from my fucking computer. Okay. Ziam versus Mike Davis. Ziam he's actually riding good momentum. He just knocked out Matt Frevola. I chose Matt Frevola to out wrestle him. He did not. My inbred king got knocked out. But Ziam, great knee actually. Great knee. Knocked out Matt Frevola, head banged the floor. He's probably dead. I don't know where he is now. But he's fighting Mike Davis, who is the greatest fighter of all time. He just never fights. He just never fucking fights. This man has... I don't think he's fought since, like, March last year, and before that was, like, 2022, and then 2021, and then 2019. This man does not fight. He doesn't fight, but when he fights, he wins. And do I trust riding momentum or a guy who doesn't fight ever, but he wins? I'm going to take Mike Davis just because Ziam... He was a lot taller than Matt Frevola, which I credit to a lot of his win. And I think last time he fought was also around like April or some shit. He's not riding momentum, basically. So he's coming off a win, a decent win, really good win. But it was also a decent amount of time ago. I think it was the Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis card. I'm going to go Mike Davis. He's a really good fighter. He just doesn't fight. And it sucks betting on a guy like that, but it is what it is. I think he's really a better fighter. I could be so wrong right now, but the odds are really close, so this one's kind of 50-50. Like I said, I'm going Mike Davis. Decision. This one's a little confusing. Vinicius Oliveira versus Said Nurmagomedov. I was going to go Said because I think Said's guillotine's really good. He has great ground game. If he does catch Vinicius in a guillotine, he'll most likely win that fight completely. But my problem is, Vinicius is tall. Hitting a tall guy for guillotine is quite hard. They're around the same. They're actually around the same height, but it's like the guillotine position is very weird. To get there, a guy either shoots a takedown on you, he's on his knees, and he's trying to hold up against you. It's very specific. A guillotine's very specific. I don't see Vinicius Oliveira being in any of those situations. He won't be trying to take Said down. I pray to God he won't. He won't hold him against defense. Again, I pray to God he won't, or unless he's a retard. He's going to be outstriking him. So I'm going to go Vinicius on second thought because Said has not fought since... Holy shit. Said has not fought since October of 2023. He hasn't fought since Volk versus Islam. It kind of sucks, actually. He's a really good fighter, but he was supposed to have a fight against Felipe dos Santos. Didn't happen, so now he's fighting Vinicius Oliveira. Vinicius is good. It's just, I don't know, man. A lot of his shit happens to be with reach. A lot of his shit happens to be with height. He uses height and reach very good, but when he can't do that, it's a little weird. But he's a really good striker, coming off great wins. I think he just beat Ricky Simon. Dominated Ricky Simon. Who's not bad at all. Vinicius Oliveira. I'm going to go Vinicius Oliveira decision. I think Said, while he might have some success in grappling, Vinicius Oliveira will stun him, rock him, have a big moment where he'll steal the round. Very strong. Has a lot of power for bantamweight. And I just see Said. Said doesn't fight. He doesn't fight that much, so it's kind of like I can't trust him to not get hit. I can't trust him to not have ring rust. When you don't fight, you got to always keep in kind of ring rust. I think he'll get hit with something, while Vinicius is riding a lot of momentum, and we'll probably hit him for 1-2 and crack him. God, I'm out of breath, man. I'm speeding the fuck out of these. This sucks, Loki. Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Pavlovich coming off a 2-fight losing streak. Jairzinho coming off a 2-fight win streak. And I'm going Pavlovich. Because while I do like Jairzinho, while I did choose him to beat Taito Ivasa, because right now Taito Ivasa is just a fat fuck. He's not a really good contender. He's really nothing. And I chose him to beat Gaziev, like I said earlier, because Gaziev is just a fat fuck. He's not really a contender. He's not really nothing. Same. Basically the same people. It's heavyweight. Fat people at heavyweight. Pavlovich is a monster, right? You can't say anything bad about his losses. Tom Aspinall, we knew someone was going down in the first minute, whether it was Tom Aspinall or Sergey. Sergey just happened to get caught. And Tom Aspinall is the interim defending champion. So you can't really judge him on that, right? Aspinall has done that to everybody he's fought. Volkov. He lost to Volkov, who should be fighting for a title, but got robbed by Cyril Gane. You can't judge him on these. He's still a top contender, still top 5. While Jairzinho has beaten 2 fat people. Now, Biggie Boy, Jairzinho, he's my guy. He's my fucking guy. I love this guy, right? He doesn't do good with power. He can get caught very early. This man, I hate to say it, but this guy, he takes a little bit to settle into fights. And sometimes when a fight, he could end it. A guy's not moving. A guy's leg is chopped completely. He will make the fight as hard as he can for himself. So I'm going Sergey. First round knockout. I don't think Jairzinho will be able to settle into the fight. And even if he does, he'll make it 10 times harder for himself than it has to be. I don't rate Sergey's losses bad at all. If anything, I mean, you went 3 rounds of Volkov. You looked alright. You maybe put on a better performance than Cyril Gane, which is really good. The Tom Aspinall shit just happens, man. Jairzinho, I mean, while he only loses to good people, those good people have power. Those good people can decision him. Those good people can out-wrestle him. I think Sergey's going to catch him in the first round. Like I said, Jairzinho takes a little bit to settle into fights. And this is probably the fight I'm not really most excited for, but I hope Pavlovich can get back on winning ways. He's a great fighter. Shara Magomedov versus Michael Venom Page. I'm going Michael Venom Page. While Shara is good, he has one eye. Not only can no one handle the speed of Michael Venom Page, Shara has one eye. Michael Venom Page isn't cutting weight, which is great because he'll probably be faster and carrying more muscle on. He'll probably feel more hydrated. While he is older considerably than Shara, I've seen Shara get hit. I've seen him get out grappled. Michael Venom Page had a very close fight with Ian Gary. And honestly, Shara is just not on the level of Ian Gary. Shara is not on the level of any of these guys that Michael Venom Page has fought. And if I didn't see Kevin Holland as a quitter, I would say probably Kevin Holland could beat Shara. And we saw what Michael Venom Page did to him. MVP, he was standing up with Ian Gary, destroying Ian Gary until Ian Gary was like being delusional or some shit like that. He's a cuck. It happens, right? Shara he doesn't have the speed. He's very stationary. He has great kicks. But let me show you an example. Peep the shirt, by the way. Peep the gang. Let me show you an example, though. If Shara throws a kick, right? If Shara throws a kick, what's he going to do when MVP steps in 4 feet into the pocket? Michael Venom Page, he's going to jump. He's a karate stance. Very Wonder Boy reminiscent. He'll jump in and go out. What is Shara going to do? If Shara kicks, MVP will most likely use that as an opening because that's how that works a lot for these point guys. If you do a leg kick, you're off balance. MVP's going to come in, hit you with an elbow, hit you with a jab, a straight, anything, right? If you do a body kick, you have a setup. He's going to come in, he's going to just hit you in the nose. He's just going to fuck you up. You can't kick against these point karate guys. They're too fast. They don't move side to side. You're not going to catch them for crazy head kicks, something like that. You're not going to out-grapple MVP. He's too fast. He's too back and forth. He's too on his feet. You do a leg kick, he's probably out of there, man. Or he's in there. I actually see this as a 3-round beating for MVP. So, maybe the worst call I've ever made, but I see this as a 3-round beating for MVP, moving up a weight. And honestly, I don't rate Shara. I think a lot of Shara's wins, he either has at least one cheat involved, which is against Tricoli. While he was destroying him, he was holding the fence, grabbing the fence over and over again against Tricoli. Bad fence grabs, too. I think this guy's a dirty cheater. I also just don't like his personality, but hey, that's just biasness completely. But like I said, I already gave my reason. MVP, I think he's going to win 3-0. I just don't think Shara can keep up with him. He's blind in one eye. His kicks are fast, but MVP's whole style takes away kicks. Look at Kevin Holland. He tried throwing kicks from time to time, leg kicks and shit. Ian Gary also tried throwing kicks. He got his ass beat. Until he laid on his back, Until he actually went in the bed instead of sitting in the chair like a cuck. It's like, MVP is the style to beat Shara. I do think Shara could catch him, but MVP's just too fast, man. He's too fast. No glaze. Pure glaze, but no glaze. He's just way too fast. He was destroying Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland tried adapting to his game plan, tried keeping up with speed. He couldn't. Ian Gary couldn't. Ian Gary just went close rounds with Shavkat. And Shavkat had to hold him against the fence, touching him in horrible places. You know what I'm saying? It's it's different levels to the game, man. Shara, I don't even think he's fought someone in the top 15 yet. So, MVP, 3-0 comfortably, and a great introduction to middleweight, I would say. Israel Adesanya versus Nasruddin Imavov. I've seen people saying that Israel Adesanya is washed. Maybe not people. I've seen 2 people saying that, but I saw some people saying Israel Adesanya is washed. He's on 2-fight losing streak to Sean Strickland and Drix Du Plessis, 2 champions. I'm gonna say straight up, don't listen to that. Adesanya looked amazing in the Drix fight. Yeah, he got submitted, but I said that Adesanya would lose that fight because he doesn't fight pure MMA people. He doesn't fight a guy that will blitz in on you, has the chance to rock you, and then take you down. He doesn't fight pure MMA people. He fights either a wrestler or a striker. Imavov is not a pure MMA guy. He's not a Drix. He's a striker. If you plan on striking with Israel Adesanya, it's going to be horrible. Adesanya's going to piece you up. He pieced Drix up. He didn't piece Sean Strickland up. That's because Sean Strickland is a very safe fighter. Very safe. Actually, I believe Sean Strickland already beat Imavov, but it was a close fight. I think Adesanya's going to win. And Imavov gasses out. Let me add that in. The main weakness, I would say, for Adesanya is a guy who's a pure, like, MMA guy. Someone who's good at everything instead of someone who is mentally and only looking for one thing. You saw what he did. His whole entire defense was, you're either a striker or you're a wrestler. You're either this or you're that. Dricus was a guy who was both. It gave Adesanya troubles. And honestly, I think that's one of the best Adesanyas we've ever seen. I really do. His boxing looked better. His boxing looked crisper than it ever has been. And that's been a thing for Adesanya. He can't box. Usually he can't box. That's also one of his weaknesses. Imavov is a really good guy in close range. He'll throw elbows in the clinch. He'll dirty box you if he has to. Fact of the matter is, they're both on different levels. Imavov had a close fight with Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen has been known to be janky. He's been known to not be great. He's been known to struggle with these top contenders. Israel Adesanya is the guy who's come off being champion. The second greatest middleweight of all time, behind Dricus du Plessis. You know what I'm saying? It's different levels, man. So when people say Adesanya's washed, I like that he's turning around pretty fast. He's turning around fast. He's getting there against Imavov. He wins this fight. I mean, he could probably fight for a title, in all honesty. It's just Imavov's wins were against Cannonier, who's just got destroyed by Chao Barralo. Barralo, my bad. Damn, I'm not even, I'm surprised how well I'm handling this. I'm not insulting no one. I'm not even hating. That's kind of great. I never actually go videos without hating. But yeah, it's different levels. Different levels of competition. Adesanya destroyed Cannonier. Chao Barralo destroyed Cannonier. Imavov got an early stoppage against Cannonier, which he was winning, no doubt. But it was still a closer fight. Brendan Allen's not great. Brendan Allen went life and death with Chris Curtis. You know what I'm saying? It's different levels, man. And Adesanya, I would maybe question this. If Imavov could grapple better, you can't hold Adesanya down. Not only is he great at defending takedowns, he gets up extremely well. If he gets taken down, he usually gets up extremely well. Imavov doesn't have the power of Dricus to stun Adesanya. He doesn't have the wrestling of Dricus. And I know I'm dick sucking. I'm dick sucking hard. Like, I'm riding that shit. Kind of gay, but it is what it is. You know, that's the fight game. It's like, I gotta go Adesanya here. I don't see how he's washed. Like I said, I think his Dricus, that performance is probably his best. I can't fucking talk. I got that dick in my mouth. That performance is probably his best performance boxing-wise against Dricus. I think he's still great. This guy is a guy who's barely fallen down. He's not regressing. I don't see Imavov being able to stand with him, and I don't see him being able to hold Adesanya down. So I'm going to go 4th round TKO, Adesanya. Imavov gasses out. He slows down. He slowed down against Brendan Allen, which was a close fight, but he slowed down against Brendan Allen. Roman Dolidze. Who else? Cannonier slowed down a bit. This guy is known to slow down. You know, it's like Adesanya's been to decision after decision. Even the Dricus fight, that was 4 rounds. He's been decision after decision after decision. Tough fight, number 1 contender after number 1 contender. I'm glazing. I don't even like Adesanya. I hate Adesanya usually, but I like the way he fights. I love the way he fights. I think he's better than Imavov in almost every aspect. Maybe I'm wrong, but 4th round TKO. That's the video. Like I said, there's some fights. I gotta be somewhere in now 10 minutes. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna make a recap after this. If one of y'all wanna argue with this shit, I will see you after the recap. And you'll probably be right, because I'm just speedrunning the fuck out of these. I'm not even really giving explanations. Yeah, I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe. That's it. Yeah, like I said, sorry I'm in a rush. That's how life is, man. I'm yapping.